He destroyed our lives.
They knew the danger and sold it anyway.
We didn't think this would happen.
The courtroom was packed so tightly that people were standing against the walls. Dozens of injured victims sat silently, holding medical records, photographs, and hospital bills. Some wore neck braces, some couldn't stop coughing, and some just stared at the floor like they were too exhausted to feel anger anymore. Then one woman stood up slowly, her voice shaking through tears. He destroyed our lives. The courtroom became silent instantly. Cameras flashed everywhere. The CEO, sitting beside his attorneys, kept avoiding eye contact with the victims because deep down, he already knew what was coming. The lead attorney suddenly walked to the center of the courtroom carrying several huge boxes. Then, slam. Thousands of documents crashed onto the table. The sound echoed through the room. These, the lawyer said loudly, are internal company reports. He lifted one page carefully. Reports proving they knew the product was dangerous 3 years before selling it. Gasps spread across the courtroom. The victims looked stunned. One elderly man in the front row began crying quietly. The CEO wiped sweat from his forehead. His attorney whispered nervously beside him. But the lawyer wasn't finished. He pressed a button on the screen. An old company email appeared for the entire courtroom to see. The lawyer read it slowly. Side effects are increasing, but recalling the product now would cost billions. Complete silence. The CEO's face dropped. The judge slowly removed his glasses. You continued selling it after reading this. The CEO swallowed hard. We didn't think this would happen. The courtroom exploded. Victims shouted angrily. One woman screamed, "My son trusted your company." The judge slammed the gavel repeatedly. Order, but the anger in the room had already broken loose. The lawyer stepped closer to the jury. They chose profit over human lives. Silence again. Heavy silence. Then the judge looked directly at the CEO and said, "You didn't just ignore the danger." His voice became cold. "You buried it." The CEO lowered his head slowly because, for the first time, money couldn't protect him anymore. And across the courtroom, the victims stared back at him knowing one thing. The truth had finally made it to court.